Hello students, I am Arpita Sharma, your math teacher. Welcome to AriserTalent. Okay students, so we were studying our chapter 2, name it, right, polynomial. So we are studying our chapter 2 and we were in last discussing a graph question and we solved it. Somehow we solved it directly. So now we'll go in the depth of this. Examples of zero of polynomial. I have told you if I'm having a function, let us suppose px equals to ax plus b, ax plus b, then if for some value of x equals to k, this value ax plus b becomes 0, then this k is what? 0 of polynomial, right? Now we'll discuss this example. Px is equals to x square minus 3x minus 4 at x equals to minus 1 and 4. We'll find out the values. In this way, we can understand it in a better way. So, I'm writing it here. Px, polynomial of x, equals to x square minus 3x minus 4. Now, p at x is equals to 1, so p minus 1. Look, what will it become? Minus 1 square, then minus 3 multiplied by minus 1 minus 4. I have just put minus 1 in the place of x. I have replaced x with minus 1. Okay, now I'm solving it. Implies that polynomial of minus 1, that will become minus 1 square will eventually become minus 1 minus 1, that will be 1 minus minus plus. Okay, so it will be nothing but 1. Now minus and minus again plus, so it will become 3, right? Then this minus 4. Okay. Now, okay, we have written minus here, it's plus because minus minus is plus. Correct it. Now, p of minus 1 will become, this is what? 4 and this is what? 4. So, this will give you a 0, right? Now, p minus 1 equals to 0. Now, let's see what is the value of polynomial of x at x equals to 4. So, now polynomial of 4 will replace, we will replace this x by 4, right? So, it will become 4 square minus 3 multiplied by 4 minus 4. Okay. So, solve it. That will be 4 multiplied by 4, that is 16. That will be 3 multiplied by 4, 12. And that will be minus 4 as it is. Now, this is 16 and this is also minus 16. It is 0. So, p minus 1, p 4 will give you the value of this expression is equals to 0. So, minus 1 and 4 are what? The zeros of polynomial. Okay, note it, I'll rub it. Okay, I hope you noted it down. So, now you have understood that what is a zero of a polynomial, and in this particular equation, we have also seen that a particular expression, a particular polynomial may have more than one zeros of polynomial, right? Let's see how it works. Zeros of linear polynomial. Now what is linear polynomial? I have told you in your previous lecture about linear polynomial, about linear polynomial, right students? So what's it? This is that if a polynomial is having highest degree if equals to 1, then this is known as linear polynomial. Okay, so if I have to write in the very simplest form, I will write it in a format like ax plus b. Here power of x, exponent of x is what? 1, because it's nothing but x raised to power 1. So it's what? It's a linear polynomial. So we will put some values and find a zero polynomial and the corresponding values, and we will draw a graph from that. Okay, and then we will see how linear, quadratic and cubic graphs varies. Okay. So if I talk about this particular equation, that is px equals to ax plus b, px equals to ax plus b. Now if I have to find the zero of polynomial of this particular equation, how will I do that? Simple. If it's having a zeros polynomial, then the value of ax plus b will be what? Say it will be 0, right? This is the meaning. So that will become, let's suppose the value at which it will become 0 is k. K is the zeros of polynomial of this equation. Now equals to 0. That means ax will be equals to minus b and x will be minus b by a. Right? So can't we generalize this formula? Then if you are talking about linear polynomial, then the value of so in this particular equation, when we write polynomial of k, what does it stand for? It stands for that the value of x will be replaced by k. So it will become ak plus b, and that will become 0. Okay. Now value of k will be minus b by a. Yes or no? So we were looking for it. If we have to find out the value of zeros of polynomial of a linear equation, then what's the value of this? This will be minus b by a. Okay. Now we can generalize it in this form also. We can write this k as what? B is what? The constant term, right? Upon, and this constant term with a minus sign, upon what? A is what? Nothing but coefficient. I have told you about coefficient also. Do revise these things if you are not able to remember, okay, in my lecture 1 of this chapter. Coefficient of x. Okay. So k will be equals to minus constant term upon coefficient of x. So this is a formula for linear polynomial. Note it down. Okay. Now, in our previous class, we have studied that this equation is what? How we can represent it on our graph. That's a linear one. It may be like this or maybe like this. Okay, but this line is straight line. Okay, so when we talk about linear polynomial, we will always have a straight line on our graph. Okay, because what happens, we put various value of x and will get various values of y, right? And then we will put these values of x and y on graph, and we definitely know how to put values of x and y in our graph. Okay, so the line we will getting will be a straight line. It will be always like this for a linear equation, linear polynomial. Okay. Moving forward, examples of zeros of linear polynomial and representation in graph. So now we will be plotting it in a graph. What I have done, I'll be giving you some expressions and polynomials here, and for some values you have to take out the values of y at particular values of x. Now at the last of linear, quadratic and cubic polynomials, we will put them in a graph format. So now we only have to find out the values of px at x equals to -2 and 2. Okay, so let's do this. Y equals to 2x plus 3 at x equals to -2 and 2. Now what you have to do is only you have to just put the value of x here in this equation, and get the value of y. So how will you do that? X will be equals to, y will be equals to 2 multiplied by -2 plus 3 in the first case at x equals to -2. Now at x equals to 2, that will become y equals to, that will become 2 multiplied by x. Now value of x is nothing but 2. We'll put 2 here, plus 3 plus 3. The values will be -4. Okay, 2 into 2 is 4 and the minus sign is here, plus 1. Now -4 plus 1 is plus 3 is nothing but -1. So we'll write -1 here. Now look at this, 2 2s are 4 plus 3 is 7. So that will be 7. So we will calculate our linear polynomial. Okay, this is our values we have calculated. So value of x, value of y. If value of x is -2, value of y is what? -1. If value of x is 2, value of y is what? Nothing but 7. Okay, note it. I am going to rub this section and I am keeping this one. So mark this. Okay. So we have just concluded this for our linear polynomial, right? I'm rubbing this. Okay students, now moving forward, quadratic polynomial. What is quadratic polynomial? The degree of this polynomial, highest degree will be 2. So it will be known as quadratic polynomial. Look at the equation. We are having this 2. This is whole number. Okay, it's a polynomial expression and the highest value is 2. So it's a quadratic polynomial. Okay. So the equation is y equals 2x square minus 3x minus 4, right? And we have to find out the values at minus 2, minus 1, minus 2, okay. We have to find it from minus 2, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, then 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, we have to find the values for these all. Now, how we will do this is, we'll write at x equals to minus 2, next one x equals to minus 1, then x equals to 0, x equals to 1, x equals to 2, x equals to 3, x equals to 4, at x equals to 5, and we have one more at x equals to 6. Now the equation is same, the polynomial is same, so we have to just put the value of x like minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we'll find out all the values. Do it before me. Y will be equals to minus 2 square minus 3 minus 2 4. Okay. Here y will be equals to, replace this minus 2 only by minus 1 0, because you are doing the same thing here. Minus 1 3 bracket minus 1 4. Now at 0, even you know the value very often, then but do the calculation like this only. Okay, it's good for your board exams. Then y equals to 1 whole square minus 3 multiplied by 1 minus 4. Then y equals to 2 square minus 3 multiplied by 2 minus 4. Then y equals to 3 square minus 3 multiplied by 3 minus 4. Like this for 4 also. You are just getting closer and closer and closer. Right. And now for okay, so we'll calculate it. 2 to the 4, minus plus, then it will become plus 6 minus 4. Okay, so minus 4 and plus 4 we can cancel out, and this will be 6. Now look at this. This will be 1 plus 4 plus, no, this is minus 4. Okay, plus 1 minus plus plus 4 plus 3 it is, right? Plus 3 minus 4. Okay, so what will it become? 0. Okay, now this value 0. Okay, 0 and then minus 4. The value will become minus 4. At x equals to 1, look here, 1, minus 3 and minus 4. So what will it become? 1 minus 7, that will become 6. Okay. Now 4 minus 6 minus 4. Now what will it become? That will become minus 6. Now coming to this one, 3 3s are 9. So 9 minus 9 minus 4, that will become minus 4. Then to this one, 16 minus 12 minus 4, this will become 16. 16 minus 16 is 0. Then for this it will become 25 minus 15 minus 4, that will become 19 and that will become 6. Now the last one is, that will become 36, that will become 18, okay, and that will become minus 4, that will become 36 minus 22, that will become 4 and 1. Okay. Notice students. Okay students, now cross check it. Okay. Okay, we have missed minus sign here, right? So correct it, it's minus 6 here. Okay, so we have got these all values. So what we are going to do? We are going to put it in a tabular form. Okay, so I am representing it here on this side of blackboard, green board. That will be our value of x and y. I can make this table horizontally or vertically or like in any way, okay, but the representation should be right. I have used a value of minus 1, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now what values we have get? At minus 2 will get 6, minus 1 0, at 0 we have got minus 4, then at 1 we have got minus 6, at 2 we have got minus 6, then at 3 we got minus 4, at 4 we got 0, at 5 we have got 6 and 6 we have got 14, right? Correct me if I am wrong. Okay, so I am rubbing this part now because we have find our values in this tabular form. So this is for now of no use. Okay, let's rub this. Okay. So this particular values are for our quadratic polynomial. Okay. Now moving forward, example of zeros of cubic polynomial, example of zeros of cubic polynomial and representation in graph. So what value we are having here? Y equals to, for cubic polynomial, so highest degree will be 3 for sure. Now we are having value y equals to x cube minus 4x. Now you know what we have to do. We have the values. Write them fast. Minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Right? So, we're gonna do the same process like y equals to at x equals to minus 2, at x equals to minus 1, at x equals to 0, at x equals to 1, at x equals to final 2. Okay. So, the value of y, how you used to find this? We'll put simply x equals to 2, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. So, let's put minus 2 cube minus 4 multiply by minus 2. Okay, do it in your notebook with me. Minus 1 cube minus 4 minus 1. Okay. Then y equals to 0 cube minus 4 0. At x equals to x equals to 1, only 1. 1 cube minus 4 multiply by 1. Right? Y equals to 2 cube minus 4 multiply by 2. Now solve this. That will become 2 2s are 4 2s are 8. 2 cube is 8. Now 8 with sign minus because it's cube. So we will get minus sign here. Minus 8. Minus with minus is plus. So we'll put plus sign 8. That will what give us? That will give us what? A 0. Okay. Now that will become minus 1 and minus minus is plus. So minus 1 plus 4. This is what? 3. Now 0 cube 0. 4 multiplied by 0, 0, 0. Very interesting number, right? Now 1 cube is 1 and minus 4 multiplied by 1 is minus 4. So we'll get minus 3. Now we'll get 8 here and again at here. So 0, we are having so many zeros here, right? So I'm rubbing this part. Chapter 2 polynomial. Okay. हमारा third part. So our third part is nothing but for cubic polynomial. Okay. So we have the values here. We are having values of x and y here again. We'll draw a table. You don't draw it freehand. Use your scale and pen and then write. Okay. Minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. And we're getting the values 0, 3, 0, minus 3 and 0. Note it. Okay. So I'm rubbing this part now. So we had done all these parts. Now it's time to plot this particular values on graph. So how will I do this? Our graph papers here, right? So we're having the first for linear polynomial values of x and y. Values of x and y. X equals to minus 2. Now look here carefully. This is your x-x axis. This is your y-y axis. Here you are having x equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and so on. Here minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the values of y's are here, and here again the values of y, but in negative form, like minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So you have to put the values here, minus 2 and minus 1. First value minus 2 of x. So this is the x axis, minus 2 is there, and corresponding this, the value of y is minus 1. So this will meet here, and on this graph paper I can allot it very easily. This is the very point. Okay, so what's this point is? Minus 2 minus 1. Okay, now the next point is 2 and 7. X equals to 2, x equals to 2, okay, and y equals to 7. So it will be here 2 and 7, this point. Now what you have to do is, you'll just meet these lines like this. Okay, so here at this particular, when you will do this on your graph paper, then you will get a particular number here where it's cutting here, where it's cutting it. Okay, so where it's cutting it, you will get the value of this polynomial equals to 0. Okay, students. Now okay, students, so when you will use that, you will find that this particular value is minus 3 by 2 and 0, minus 3 by 2 and 0, and this minus 3 by 2 is what? 0 of polynomial. Now you can clearly see that if you are having a linear polynomial, you are only going to have only 1 zeros of polynomial, not more than that. Okay, if you are having a linear polynomial, you will get only, at most you will get only 1 zeros of polynomial. Okay, you can see this here also, right? So I am rubbing this now. We are plotting the next one here. This is our quadratic polynomial x, y, this equation, quadratic polynomial. Okay, so let's put. Values are minus 6, minus 2, 6, then minus 1 and 0, then 0 and minus 4, then 1 and minus 6, then 2 and minus 6, then 3 and minus 4, then 4 and 0, then 5 and 6, and then 6 and 14. So we are not having 14 here, so I am just eliminating this 14 and 6 term. Okay, in our graph paper we are not having 14. If we will be having here for 13 and 14, then we can also plot that one. Okay, so now the first one, minus 2 and 6, plot it like I have just taught you to. Okay, minus 2 and 6, minus 2 value of x, minus 2 and 6 in plus, this is 6. So the value will be something like here, mark it, minus 2 and 6. Then minus 1 and 0, minus 1 and 0, minus 1 is here, and value of y is 0 at this particular point. So that will be minus 1 and 0. Now 0 and minus 4, 0 is here for x. Now minus 4 for y is here. So it will be here 0 and minus 4. Then 1 and minus 6. 1 is here and minus 6 is what? That will be here. Okay. So that will be 1 and minus 6. Now again 2 and minus 6. 2 and minus 6. 1 and minus 6. Now this 2 and minus 6 here. Okay, 2 and minus 6. Then 3 and minus 4. 3 is here and minus 4 is here. So this will be 3 and minus 4. We should use a definite color for this. Okay. Right. Now 3 minus 4 is done. Now 4 and 0. 4 in x is here and 0 is here. So this will be 4 and 0. Now 5 and 6. Now 5 is here and 6 is here. So it will be here. Okay. That will be what? 5 and 6. Now what's we having? Let's check another color. We are having this, a parabola in upward direction. We have studied it earlier. Then if we are having value of a positive, then we will get upward parabola, right? And if a is negative, what will have? Downward parabola in a quadratic polynomial. We have read it in 9th class, so I'm just reminding you. Okay, so we are getting a parabola here. So mind this, in linear polynomial we was having straight line, and in quadratic polynomial we were having parabola. Okay, now I'm rubbing this. Let's have a look on cubic polynomial. Okay, so I'm getting values of minus 2 and 0 here. Minus 2, x, minus 2 is here. This is x, sorry, x is minus 2 and 0. Minus 2 and 0. Let me rewrite it. Minus 2 and 0. Then minus 1 and 3. Now minus 1 is here and 3 is here. So it will be minus 1 and 3. Then 0, 0. 0, 0 will be here, the center. Okay. Now 1 and minus 3. 0, 0. 1 and minus 3. 1 here, minus 3 here. Okay. So it will be 1 minus 3. Okay. Now 2 and 0. 2 and 0 is here. 2 and 0. Now look at this. The value will go like this. So in previous question we were having this kind of a parabola and it was cutting this in two places, 1 and 2. So we were having two zeros of polynomial. In the first one we were having one cut on this x-axis line, x-axis line. So we were only having one polynomial, one zeros of polynomial, and in this particular cubic polynomial, we are having three zeros. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We have cut this line 3 times. So we'll be having 3 zeros of polynomial, right? And we can identify it here also like this. In quadratic one we were having 0 here and here, okay, and in cubic one we are having 0 here and here and here. Okay, so if you will continue to take various values of x, you will eventually find out that there are only 3 zeros of polynomial in cubic polynomial and only 2 zeros of polynomial at most in quadratic polynomial, right? So now I am rubbing this whole complete green board word. Note it. Okay. So students, we have seen the linear polynomial and quadratic polynomial and cubic polynomial, these all things, right? And we have done a question and plotted it on a graph and satisfied ourselves that yes, if you are having a linear polynomial, that at most you are having you can have only 1 zeros of polynomial. If you are having quadratic polynomial, then you will have at most 2 zeros of polynomial, and if you are having a cubic polynomial, then at most you can have only 3 zeros of polynomial, right students? In the next class we will discuss further from this topic. Till then, keep watching. Thank you.